it's just a 1/2 inch. They're smaller, but it's a good way to try it out. And they come in all different sizes, as you can see. I believe these are 4x4s. Quite often I use 6x6, 5x5s, and of course the 4x4s. And these are great because you can pick up a pack of 5 of them for not very much. They end up being about $2 or $3 a piece. And so then when I do this particular one, it looks like I did a light wash of either clear gesso or clear gesso with a bit of white in it. It has like a white wash on it. And of course this one here, I did a black gesso. For these, you can do it like a jigsaw puzzle where all the pieces fit, or you can overlap them. It's not a big deal. Just depends what you prefer. So I will try to just make them all fit. How's that? Okay, that looks kind of cool, doesn't it? All right, so see, we got, there you go, it's a piece. Or here's another one. This is an alcohol ink. So these are all alcohol inks, and they're on a paper called Yupo, Y-U-P-O paper. And it's great. It's like a non-porous surface. And it's great for alcohol inks. Okay, what do you think? And then you can go on top of that, something else if you want to. You know, when you put the resin on after the fact, and you don't have to put resin on it if you seal it properly. And what I do is I put a sealer, Camar varnish sealer on it first, and then I put a UV protectant over top of that, which you really have to do for alcohol inks because they fade like mad. It's another one of my circles. Let's get started right here. Check my camera. Good, we're recording. But this is just a great way to use up all these little pieces. I've made some really cool pieces doing this. Oh, and what I use for cutting it up, one of these. This is a Fiskars cutter that I picked up at, where did I get it? Probably Michael's or something like that. But in my experience, I have an art gallery, and it's an art gallery / art studio, and I have all kinds of people coming in, and the one thing everybody says is they have too many mediums. And so this helps to alleviate a bit of that. So let's see, what part do I like? Okay, I kind of like this. I'll measure it. If you have a little bit overlapping, that's okay. So this one is easy peasy to cut. We just cut it right there. Because once we glue it down, then we can come back and cut the edges with a X-Acto knife. I just put a nice new blade in there. So that's really important too. Make sure your blade is sharp. Okay, so we got our first piece on there. And I kind of like this piece too. I think I want to do something like so. Like you can cut up a whole bunch of pieces and just play with your pieces like a puzzle. All right, so now I'm going to cut this one right about there. Yupo cuts really nice. There we go, we got that, and we got that. All right, and I kind of like that one. Or maybe this way. What can we put up there? Chair is too short. I have to stand. Okay, so now, and you can always stack them. So let's get this piece cut right about there, and we'll just play with it, see how it looks. Alright, so you can either go like that, and you can lay them over top of each other. I prefer not to do that because we will come back and do some gold work on there using the, what's that stuff? It's like a gold leaf, but not really. Okay, so I'm going to put this one right here. So we'll start with our Yes paste. Always use wax paper on your top. I did clean it. I made sure I cleaned this really well, but it gets stuck. So wax paper between your top and your glue. All right, I am going to just get a layer of Yes glue down. Make sure you cover the whole thing, especially your edges and your corners. I find that that's where they lift the most. And I'm using a Walgreens card here. Your old credit cards work great for doing this. All right. Make sure we get it on those corners and those edges. And any glue that squeezes out, you can just clean up after the fact. So there we go. Okay. All right. And first, let's put some glue on this one, just a little bit. And I'm going to put it right there. I can put it right up to the edge. I'm not going to tap them down yet. Yeah. Okay. Well, this edge here, I don't like this edge. I think this edge needs to be over on the end so I can prune it. It has a little bit of a raised edge. So we'll just do it like that, and it's overlapping just a little bit. Now, next, we're going to put this one here, and let's get, where's that piece? Let's get this here. We're going to put this smack down the middle. There we go. And then push that up against it. That's the beauty of that cutter. It creates a nice straight line as opposed to cutting with a pair of scissors. Okay. Alright, just lining them all up. Those all fit together like a nice little puzzle. Now, do we want to put that there, or do we want to do this? Let's do this one here. And before you put your resin on, you can also go in and hit them with Posca pens and do some more design on there. I've done that too. Another thing I've done is a layer of resin, let it dry, and then gone in with Posca pens, and then go with another layer of resin. Because quite often your finished product is way better with more than one layer of resin on it. Okay, so now I have to go find some glassine paper, or you can use wax paper, and you can see how it's squirting out there. Okay, so we need to clean that off a little bit. And I'm just pushing down, which is pretty cool. So if I put resin, the glue dries, and say there's some glue that's like sticking up right there under the resin, it will just disappear. Okay, I'm gonna go find the wax paper. Okay, I found my glassine paper, and now I can just go put it over it and rub it in. Okay. There we go. It's all nice and stuck on. All right. So now what we're going to do is set it face down and put some books on top of it to weight it down. And use your wax paper or glassine paper so it doesn't stick. So there